Hello friends, I am an aptitude trainer in the Department of Career Planning and Development, Chandigarh University. Today we are just continuing that quantitative aptitude sessions for the campus placements. It is a volume 3, and let me tell you that in these sessions we are just taking an alternate approach that saves much of your time while solving the questions. So alternate approaches means we are not going to use that conventional method to solve that question. So let me tell you, there are a few important concepts, there are a few important tricks that we can use by which we can save much of our time while solving that questions in the quantitative aptitude. So for those aptitude tips and tricks, I am just taking few of the questions. So as here we have the very first question. The question says the captain of the cricket team of 11 members is 26 years of age and the wicketkeeper is 3 years older than the captain. If the age of these two are excluded, the average age of the remaining player is 1 year less than the average age of the whole team. So what is the average age of the team? So let me tell you that how to do this question. For this question we need to understand that the captain's age will be 26 and wicketkeeper's age is 3 years more than that, that is 29. The sum of these two will be 55. Okay, and if we exclude these two, like captain and the wicketkeeper, the average age of the remaining members will be 1 year less. How many remaining members we have? Initially we have 11. Now 2 were excluded, that means 9 members were remain in the session, and for these 9 members or 9 teammates, the average is decreased by -1. It means totality there is a decrease of -9. So 55 by 9 we are left with 46, and for these two members 46 will be the impact. That means the average age of the team member will be 46 divided by 2, that is 23. So option B will be the correct answer. So this is an alternate approach that we can use for this question number 1. Okay, so here we have the question number 2, that a person sells a product at 10% profit. If he buys the product at 5% less and sold it for rupees 110 less, then he would have earned 10% profit. Then what is the cost price of the product? Okay, we need to find the cost price of the product. For this question, what we need to understood that 5% less still gives 10% of profit. Original profit is of 10%. That means 100x gives 110x. If it buys 5% less, that is of 95x, 5% less 95x, still there is a profit of 10%, that is 9.5x. So new selling price will be 104.5x. So we have the fall in the selling price in term of x, that is 5.5x. On the other side we have the fall in the selling price will be rupees 110. So we know that between 110 and 5.5x there is a multiplication of 20, right? It means the value of multiplicative factor here we have of 20. That means if 5.5x is equals to 110, then 100x will be multiplied by 20, that is 2000. Option A will be the correct answer we have for this question. Okay. So basically these type of question we have in the examination, but generally if you want to solve this question by your own, like having that basic idea, so what we can say, if CP is 2000, so we can say for rupees 2000 the person sold it for 2200. The fall of 5% in the price, that means this will become 1900. Still there is a profit of 10%, that is 190. That makes this value as 2110 rupees, 2190 rupees. That means there is a fall of 110. Okay, so 2000 is the cost price that satisfies the given condition in the question, and we got the option A as a right answer. Okay, so you can just use the hidden trial method, the options, to solve this question in an alternate approach. Now next one we have the question number 3. In a school there are 1000 students. In the year 1999, the number of students increased by 20 years in the year 2000. and increased by 15% in the year 2001, but it is decreased by 20% in 2002. So what is the strength of the student in 2002? So let me tell you, for this question what you need to understood, like original student we have 1000, then there is an increase of 20%, then there is an increase of 15%, and then there is a decrease of 20%. We just need to find what will be the number of students at the end. So if you know that the concept of net effect, 20% increase and 20% decrease, combinedly they gives you the decrease of 4%, okay, and increase of 15% and decrease of 4%, we got the value of minus 6% at the end. Minus 6% means plus 4% we should have at the end, and 4% of 1000 gives you unit digit as 4. So unit digit of 4 means whatever the answer gives you 4 at the end. So option A will be the correct answer we have for this question, like 1104. So what you need to understood, you just need to use this concept like x plus y by 100, but there is no need to get that complete answer. You just need to understand that plus 20 minus 20 gives you the answer of minus 4%, and see, increased by 15% and decreased by 4%. Here we got like minus 15 into 4, that is minus 60 by 100, that is 0.6%, right? But that's minus 0.6% means plus 0.4% we have, which gives you 4 as the unit digit of this answer. So we got the answer as 1104, option A. So these type of tricks you can use and cut short the calculation. Now here we have the question number 4. For this question number 4, what we supposed to do? In a fair, the entrance ticket of the kid was rupees 16 and adult for rupees 20. That is kids and adult we have 16 and 20. For every adult, ticket cost increased 25% more than the kids ticket increase rate, and kids ticket increasing rate given in the question as 25%. So what is the difference between these two tickets at the end of 2 years? So we have that year 1 and year 2. Year 1 and year 2 we have. For kids we have an increase of 25%. For adult we have an increase of 50%. So 16 becomes 20 and 20 becomes 25 at the end of 2 years. Whereas 20 becomes 30 and 30 becomes 45 at the end of second year. Now here we have the difference of rupees 20, that will be the answer as option A. So these type of things are quite simple and very easy. We can easily get that answer for these type of question. It hardly take 1 minute to solve or 30 seconds to solve. Not much time taken questions, okay. So here we have the question number 5, that an exhibition was conducted for 4 weeks. The number of tickets sold in the second week more than was increased by 20% and increased by 16% in the third week, but decreased by 20% in the fourth week. The number of tickets sold in the beginning, we need to find out if 1392 tickets were sold in the last week. So here we have the 4 weeks. In the first week there is an increase of 20%. In the second week there is a decrease of 16%. In the third week there is a decrease of 20%. At the end we have the tickets like 1392. So what value we should have here? So in this manner what we need to understood, like the basic idea what we have here, 20% increase and 20% decrease gives us the combined value of minus 4%. Now minus 16 and minus 4%, the value will be more than minus 20, value will be around 20%. So if I reduce 20% from these value, we got the right answer as 1250. 1250 will be the right answer. Let me tell you that how to get that. Like x plus xy by 100, we just need to put that. For x we need to put minus 16, for y we need to put minus 4. Okay, so this gives us the equation like 16 and minus 4 is minus 20 plus minus 16 minus 4, that gives us minus 64. Plus 64 where we have, so plus 0.64 will be the value. That means the answer we got that 19.36. So the value is less than 19.36% of the previous value. So if we just reduce that much percent, okay, we got that original value as 1250. Option A will be the correct answer we have for this question. So generally what we need to do, around 20% we have increase in this value and we got that answer like 1392. Okay, so you can just verbally do this by just having an idea about the question, and the right answer we got like option A. Now here we have the question number 6, like Nandita scored 80% marks in the 5 subjects together, like Hindi, Science, Maths, English and Sanskrit together, wherein the maximum marks of each subject were 105. How many marks did Nandita scores in the Science? If she scored 89 marks in Hindi, 92 marks in Sanskrit, 98 marks in Maths and 81 marks in English. So what we need to understood here, firstly we know that the Nandita score was 80%, okay, 80% of 105. 80% of 105 will be 21 less than that's 105. That gives us the value as 84. It means his average score is 84. Now we'll see the marks like 89, 92, 98. Okay, all these 4 subjects are more than 84. Only 81 is less than 84. Okay, that means the answer will be less than 84 itself. Now what we need to understand, what are the value we have on plus side? So 89 will be plus 5, 92 will be plus 8, 98 will be plus 14, okay, whereas 81 will be minus 3. So you just need to find the difference of this value. Here we got 2, that means 2, 8 and 14. On this side we got that answer as 24. So answer for this question is 24 less than 84. Option A, 60 will be the right answer. Like 84 minus 24, 60 will be the right answer. Okay, so these type of tricks we can use in this type of question and get that answer very easily and in a very time-saving manner. Now here we have the question number 7. Capacity of the cylindrical vessel is 25872, right? This type of questions are very interesting and very much time you can save. Capacity of the cylinder is 25.872 liters. If the height of the cylinder is 200 more than the radius of the base, what is the radius of the base? What is the area of the base we need to find? Now we know that the volume of the cylinder we have pi r square h, but h is 200% more than radius. That means h is equals to 2r. Okay, so if I put here 2r, 200% more than, that means 200 plus more than r, it means here we need to put 3r. This will be the volume, and the volume we have 25.872. Now what we need to do here, there is no need to solve that question. Basically what we need to find, we just need to find the area of the base of the square in the square centimeter, and the base of the cylinder we have in the circular form, that will be pi r square, that means 22 by 7 into r square. If this will be the area and 20 goes downside, it means we just need to find a value which can be easily divided by 22. So if we need to find the area of the circle without having anything, we can simply just take that option which is divisible by 22. We got option A as the right answer. If you just need to check, if I put this value 616 as a square, as an area of the base like pi r square, we got the value of r as 14. And if we put the value of r is equal to 14 in this equation, like pi 3 pi r cube, where r is equals to 14, we got the same answer as 25.872. So basically we just need to understand the area of the base will be that value which is divisible by 22, and 616 is the only value which can be divided. That is why this is the right answer for the question asked. Now let's have the next question, question number 8. What will be the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest at the rate of 5% per annum on an amount of rupees 4,000 at the end of 2 years? So what we need to understood in this question, the rate of interest is 5%. For having the value 5%, we need to divide the value with 20. Okay, to find the value of 5% means 5% means 1 by 20th of the value. So if we just use that thing, and we know that interest on interest is the difference between the SI and CI for 2 years. So what we need to understood, 4,000 divided by 20, we got the value as 200. As we are finding the interest of these values, the 5% again if we need to find, so 5% of 200 what we'll have? 5% of 200, the value will be 10. Option A will be the right answer we have for this question. That is quite simple. Basically the difference between SI and CI over the interest on interest. Okay, the difference between SI and CI is nothing, just the difference between interest on the same amount. So basically 5% of the 5% of 4,000 will be the answer. 5% of 4,000 will be the answer, and that's quite simple. We can easily get that answer. We have not much calculations to do in this type of questions. So let's say question number 9. In an objective examination, 90 questions we have. 5 marks are allotted for every correct answer and 2 marks were deducted for every wrong answer. After attempting all the 90 questions, a student got total 387. Find the marks of the question that he attempts wrong. So for this question again we need to understand that 5x plus minus 2y is equals to 387. Okay, so the sum of the numbers that he got positive and the negative, we got the answer is 387. We can simplify it like 5x minus 2y is equals to 387. On the other end we know that is x plus y, means the total number of questions are 90. So it is quite simple, you just need to assume that value of 90. Like suppose he attempt wrong, the answer is option A, that is 9. Why we can say this? Because if I put 9 here, 9 into 2 minus 5 into 81. So now we know 9 to the 18 here we have minus 8 and 5 on the 5 here we have 5. 15 minus 8 we got 7 as a unit digit. Okay, we are not calculating this, we just focus on the unit digit for that. And for unit digit we got 7 as the answer, like 387. So by this we can simply say option A, 9 is the correct answer we have for this question. So what you need to understood, 90 is to be divided into different parts, mean 2 parts like correct answer and incorrect answers, by which we got the sum of the marks that ends with 7. So we can get the unit digit as 7 if we'll take the wrong questions as 9 and correct questions as 81. So this is the right answer. Option A will be the correct answer for this question. Now here we have the question number 10. A man decides to buy a nice horse. He pays $60 for it and are very content with the strong animal. After a year, a value of the horse was increased to 70. Okay. So what you need to understood here? Horse he purchased for 60 and now it becomes 70. He decided to sell the horse. It means there is a profit of $10. But after a few later he takes a decision to sell the beautiful horse and he buys again. Unfortunately he has to pay $80. It means in $80 he buy a horse again. To get it back he lost $10. Just avoid these lines, it's of no use. After another 1 year owning the horse, he finally decided to sell the horse for $90. What is the overall profit in the transactions that the man made? So we know that there are 2 individual transactions. He buys the horse for 60 and sold it for 70. So there is a profit of $10 here. He buys the horse again for 80 and sell for 90. There is again $10 profit. So total there is a $20 profit. Easily we can get that. So see, in this type of question we have nothing to do. Many a times we have a very lengthy question, but in these questions the calculations are very simple. If you just need to read the question and try to get that what it's saying. Now next question number 11 says that a manufacturer undertakes a supply of 2000 pieces of particular component at rupees 25 rupees per piece. According to his estimate, even if 5% fails to pass the quality test, then he will make 25% profit. As it turned out 50% of the components were rejected, what will be the loss of the manufacturer? So for this question what we need to understood, out of this 2000 pieces, if 5% got failed, 5% of 2000, that will be 100, means over 1900 there is a profit of 25%, right? However, if the 50% got failed, it means only 1000 were sold. What will be the profit he may have here? The original price of the component will be 25 pesos, 25 rupees per piece. Okay. So basically, we need to understand that the component price is 25 pesos, 25 rupees per unit. Okay, so for 2000 into 25, there will be total 50,000 rupees he got. Okay, 50,000 rupees he got from it. Whereas by selling 1900 for rupees 25, it means there is a less of 100. Less of 100 still gives him a profit of 25%. 25% means what? What we can do in this type of question, we just need to understand what is the original cost price. So basically 25% profit he got. If there is a price of 25, it means for rupees 20 there will be no profit, no loss. Okay, it means 19 into 20 gives you the actual cost price. 1000 into 25 will give you the actual selling price. So 19 into 20, that is 38,000 rupees here we have, and 1000 into 25 we got 25,000 as the actual selling price. Difference will be 13,000, so there will be loss of 13,000 we have. So what we need to understood, that 25 rupees gives us 20% of profit. It means if we exclude this 25%, we got the original price as 20. So 20 into 900 gives us no profit, no loss. That means it is the original cost price. 1000 into 25, it gives us the original selling price. So there will be loss of 13,000 of rupees. So that is quite simple. We just need to understand the basic concept behind the question. We just need to read the question carefully and we can get that answer. So now here we have the question number 12 that says one man can do as much work in the one day as woman can do in 2 days, and a child does 1/3 of the work in day as a woman. So here we have the three persons like men, woman and child. Their efficiency by the first line we know that is 1, 3 and 6 we have. Where the number of persons that we have, that there are total 39 pairs of the hand in the ratio of 6, 5 and 2. So 6, 5 and 2 gives us 13, but there are 39 pairs. That means we need to multiply the ratio with 3. That gives us the actual number of person. Actual number of person here we got like 18, 15 and 6. So now if I multiply these two values, we got the amount of work done by them. Okay, so here what we can do, we can just take that common part and multiply that common part at the end to get that correct answer. Okay, now here we are taking that common part out of that. If from multiplication we can take that common, at the end we need to divide that value. So what we can do here, we can take 3 common from this. Like this 3 got cancelled, 3 got cancelled, here becomes 2, and 3 got cancelled, here becomes 2. Now we take 3 common, just try to get that, because at the end we need to divide the value with 3 as well. So here we got that answer as 36, 15 and 2. So this is the total amount of work, 36 plus 15 plus 2, and we got the value as 53. The child do twice of the 2 units of the work out of 53. So the amount will be 2 by 53 into 1113. But here we'll take 3 common from the multiplication part. It means we have to divide this value with 3 as well. So by this we got that answer of this question as 14. Option A will be the correct answer for this question. So what we need to understood, in this type of question the conventional methods are to be used, but not in a general way. We can take that common from this conventional method. From the multiplication we'll take the common. It means at the end we need to divide that value. Okay, multiplication take common, we have to take that value in the division at the end. So by this we can solve this question. Option A will be the correct answer for this question. Now let's say the question number 13. If 9 men working 7.5 hours a day can finish a piece of work in 20 days, then in how many days will 12 men working 6 hours a day to finish the amount of work, given that 2 men of the latter type work as much as the 3 men of the former type. So 3 of the former is same as the twice of the first. It means 9 of the former is equals to 6 as the former. So we can cancel out this 9 and take it as 6 men. Now the efficiency got same for this. Okay. Now if 7.5 hours will take, Suppose if 6, what we have? We have that former type and the latter type. Now the efficiency got same by this, so what we can say, 6 and 12, 7.5, 6, 20, this thing we need to find out here. Okay, so what we need to understood, if 6 turned to 12, this should be half, 10, okay, but this is not 10. Why so? Because what we need to understood, that 12 gives us 10 when 7.5 hours we have, but this 12 we have for 6 hours, so what could be the time? So now what we need to understood here, what is the ratio between that? If we just cancel out, the ratio is 5:4, so here we got the ratio as 4:5. So 4:5 gives us the answer as 12.5. Option A will be the correct answer we have for this question. So basically in these type of question, firstly we need to equate that efficiency by taking that number of men in the common values, and then we can take that ratio of the number of days as per the time ratio of the time taken by them. Right answer is option A for this question. Now here we have the question number 14. Question number 14, it's a very important question, that a train X runs at a speed of 60 km per hour, crosses a pole in 10 seconds, whereas it crosses another train of the same length moving in the same direction in 30 seconds. Then what is the speed of the another train in kilometers per hour? So it is very interesting that the speed of the train is 60 and the length is x meter, cross a pole in 10 seconds. So when this train crosses another train of the same length x meter, right, and the speed is 60, with the speed of 60, to cover the same distance, mean x distance covered in 10 seconds, so 2x distance needs to cover in 20 seconds, right? But here it will take 30 seconds. So what we need to understood, with the speed and time, with the speed of 60, it has to take 20 seconds. So by what speed? It takes 30 seconds. Okay. So here we have the ratio of 2:3. So the ratio here we have 2:3. So this speed will be 40. But when train crosses another train moving in the same direction, there will be relative speed, which is same as the first faster train minus lower train, that is 60 minus x, and the relative speed we have here as 40. So x will be 20 for this question. Answer is option B. So basically we just need to use that unitary method here. Like for 60, train crosses a pole in 10 seconds, mean it crosses the length of the train itself. But when train crosses another train, it has to cover the twice of the length, like 2x. For 2x it should take 20 seconds. That means with the speed of 60, it should take 20 seconds to cover the distance of 2x. But here it will take 30 seconds. For 30 seconds, the ratio will be opposite as a ratio of the time we have. The ratio of the time here we have 2:3. So here the ratio will be 3:2. So 40 will be the relative speed, that gives us the speed of another train as 20 kilometers per hour. So this is the trick that we need to use in this question. Now here we have the question number 15, that is very simple, very easy but quite complex. Pradeep gives rupees A for buying every 10 items and rupees B for buying any extra items. If he bought 10 items on Monday, 13 items on Tuesday, 12 on Wednesday, 11 on Thursday and 12 on Friday, what is the average daily spending in rupees for the 5 days? Now we need to find the average of all the 5 days, and we know that the 10 units buys for rupees A. It means average will be more than A by B, which is spent on the extra item. Now extra item will be taken on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, right? Basically there are how many days? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that we have 5 days. It means the value should be divided by 5. And how many extra units we have taken? 3 units, 2 units, 1 unit and 2 unit, right? So total 8 units here we have. So this will be the average, like A plus 8B by 5. Option A is the correct answer. So basically what we need to understood, A used for all 10 items, that means average is A plus with something, and total we have 5 days, it means 5 in the denominator. So we can simply say C and D cannot be the option. The total of extra item we have 8, so option A will be the correct answer, as B cannot be the right answer. So the next question what we have, A group of men decide to do a job in 8 days, but since 10 men dropped out every day, the job got completed at the end of 12th day. How many men were there in the beginning? So for this question, let me tell you, the 10 men left from the second day onward and the work got complete in 12 days. It means this minus 10 series we have, like minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, still we have on 11 days, right? So if we just form this so total, like minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, till the 11th day where we got the value as minus 110, we got the value as 660. And 660 is the value which can only be divided by option A, 165. I mean, it got cancelled by the value 165 only. So that is why option A could be the right answer for this question. Question number 16, option A is the correct answer. So 660 is the only will value that can be cancelled out by 165. And if we just look at very carefully that if we cut this value, the answer will be 4, and 4 means there are 4 more days that to be taken. Okay, so in any way you can relate the things and get that answer for these type of questions. So it is all about this. Thank you so much to have this session with me. Thank you so much, everyone.